There's a woman I've come to know through this channel. Her name is Diane Castellano. She's 53, she lives just outside Charleston, South Carolina, and for 22 years she worked as a pediatric nurse before she left the hospital floor to teach yoga 3 mornings a week at a small studio near her home. She wrote to me a few months ago, and what she described is the reason I'm making this video. For the better part of a decade, Diane told me she felt like she was disappearing. Not physically, socially. She'd walk into a room, a parent-teacher conference, a friend's dinner party, the yoga studio's front desk, and she'd feel like wallpaper. So she did what most of us are taught to do. She corrected. More concealer, a heavier hand with bronzer, a wardrobe that tried too hard to say something. She was working harder at being seen and somehow becoming less visible. Then she found her way to this channel. Not looking for a beauty routine, looking, she said, for permission to stop trying so hard. She started stripping things back. Fewer products, chosen with more intention. A skincare routine built on consistency instead of correction. Clothing in colors that actually matched her coloring instead of whatever the mannequin was wearing. She stopped performing polish and started practicing it quietly every day, whether anyone was watching or not. It wasn't an overnight decision. She told me she spent the first 2 weeks feeling almost naked without her usual routine, catching herself reaching for the heavier concealer out of habit before stopping herself. That discomfort, she said, was the first honest sign she was doing something real instead of something performative. Within 2 months, women at the studio started asking what she'd changed. Not what product, what had changed. Her dermatologist mentioned her skin looked calmer. A former colleague, running into her at a wedding, told her she looked like she'd had work done. She hadn't touched a thing except her habits. She told me the strangest part wasn't the compliments. It was how much lighter she felt getting ready in the morning. Now that getting ready took 12 minutes instead of 45. That's the real consequence here. Diane didn't become a different-looking woman. She became a woman who stopped fighting the one she already was. And the world started responding to that shift before she'd even fully registered it herself. 6 months later, she was asked to lead the studio's new teacher training program, something she says never would have happened when she was still spending her mornings trying to correct her way into being noticed. I thought about Diane's story again last month at a portrait sitting for a friend's magazine profile. The photographer, a man who has shot corporate leaders and socialites for over 20 years, told me something while he adjusted his lighting. He said the women who need the least retouching in post-production are almost never the ones with the fewest lines or the smoothest skin. They're the ones who've stopped fighting their own face. The camera can tell the difference between a woman managing her appearance and a woman inhabiting it. So apparently, can everyone else? He said it almost offhandedly, adjusting a reflector, but I wrote it down the moment I got back to my car because it explained something I'd been circling for years without the right words for it. That's what this video is about. Not effort, not correction. The discreet habits that upper-class women use to look more beautiful without visibly trying, because visible trying is, itself, a signal, and it isn't the one you want to send. Before I get into the list, I want to give you something. I've put together the Elegant Morning Routine Checklist, 12 rituals that timeless, undeniable women use every single morning to protect their skin, their energy, their hormones, and their presence before they've said a word to anyone. It's free, it's linked below this video. Go get it before you finish watching, because half of what I'm about to tell you will make more sense once you have it in your hands. Habit 1, she treats her skin barrier like an investment account. The first secret is this: she treats her skin barrier like an investment account, not an emergency room. I've watched women in my world spend a fortune on correction, filler, heavy coverage, aggressive treatments, while neglecting the basics that make correction unnecessary in the first place. What I mean is consistency. A gentle cleanser, a real moisturizer, sunscreen every single day without exception. This signals discipline. It tells a room that this woman plans ahead, that she isn't managing a crisis, she's maintaining an asset. Dermatologists at Yale have studied how skin barrier health affects perceived age and perceived trustworthiness in casual encounters, and the results consistently favor calm, well-maintained skin over heavily corrected skin. I know a woman, a corporate attorney, who made partner at 39, who told me she cut her routine down to 4 products and increased her sunscreen discipline alone. She'd previously rotated through a rotating cast of serums whenever a colleague recommended something new, and never gave any of them long enough to work. Within a year of simplifying, colleagues started asking if she'd done something. She hadn't. She'd simply stopped skipping steps and stopped starting over every few weeks. Once you've handled habit 1, you'll want the full picture. The entire system behind everything I teach on this channel lives inside the Undeniable's complete system, a 4-part blueprint covering identity, presence, wellness, and the science of aging with intention. I'll mention it again before we close, but keep it in mind as we move through the rest of this list. Habit 2, posture. The second secret is posture, and I don't mean standing up straight for a photograph. I mean the quiet, constant carriage a woman holds when she's not thinking about being watched. Researchers at Princeton have studied how upright, open posture affects how quickly others assign competence and status to a person, often within seconds, before a single word is spoken. This signals ease. A woman who slouches is unconsciously signaling that she's bracing for something. A woman who stands like she belongs is signaling that she already does. I know a woman who runs a boutique architecture firm in Tribeca who told me she started doing 2 minutes of wall posture drills every morning, no gym required, heels, shoulder blades, and the back of her head all touching the wall, breathing slowly before she'd even had coffee. Within weeks, people in meetings started deferring to her faster, interrupting her less, waiting for her to finish a thought before responding. She hadn't changed what she said. She'd changed how her body said it before she opened her mouth. Habit 3, fragrance. The third secret is fragrance, worn as memory rather than announcement. Upper-class women rarely wear a scent that fills a room. They wear one that lingers just close enough that someone has to lean in to place it. A perfumer I consulted with in Paris once told me that the most requested custom scents from her wealthiest clients share one trait: restraint. This signals confidence rather than compensation. She isn't trying to be noticed. She's trusting that she already will be. A woman I know, a private wealth manager here in New York, wears the same signature scent she's worn for 11 years, applied only to her wrists and the back of her neck, never reapplied midday no matter how long the meeting runs. Clients remember her before they remember her firm's name, and more than one has told her, unprompted, that they associate that particular scent with feeling like their money was in careful hands. Habit 4, eyebrow and eye framing. The fourth secret is eyebrow and eye framing, kept minimal and precise rather than dramatic. I've watched enough makeup artists work on enough faces to know this. The eyes are the fastest read a stranger gets on a woman, and heavy correction there reads as effort, while precise, well-groomed brows read as intention. A study out of Cornell on facial symmetry and perceived approachability found that subtle framing, not dramatic alteration, produced the highest trust scores among viewers. This signals authenticity. I know a woman, a gallery owner on the Upper East Side, who switched from a full smoky eye to simply having her brows professionally shaped every 6 weeks and nothing else on the eye beyond a clear mascara. She told me strangers started making eye contact with her longer in conversation, holding it instead of glancing away first. That's not vanity. That's information about her and about how much she trusts her own face without dressing it up. Habit 5, a genuine smile. The fifth secret is the genuine smile, and this one surprised me the first time I heard it named directly. A psychologist at the University of Chicago has studied what's called the Duchenne smile, the kind that engages the muscles around the eyes, not just the mouth, and found it reads as significantly more trustworthy and more attractive than a polite mouth-only smile. This signals warmth without a single word spoken, and it costs nothing at all. I think of the woman whose comment first inspired this video, who told me her best accessory was never anything she bought, it was her own smile, and how it changed the way people responded to her without her having to do anything else. She wasn't dressing simply because she couldn't afford more. She was dressing simply because she'd realized her smile was already doing most of the work. She was right, years before any psychologist put a name to it. Habit 6. Hair health over hairstyling. The sixth secret is hair health over hairstyling. Upper-class women I know spend far more on scalp treatments, protein repair, and trims than they do on elaborate styling appointments. A trichologist I've consulted with in Manhattan told me that healthy, well-conditioned hair, even worn simply, even worn down, reads as more affluent than elaborately styled hair with visible damage. This signals long-term investment in herself rather than short-term performance for an occasion. A woman I know, a pediatrician in Westchester, switched her hair budget from monthly blowouts to quarterly trims and a proper scalp treatment, and started sleeping on a silk pillowcase to cut down on breakage overnight. She wears it the same simple way most days, air-dried, nothing elaborate. People compliment her hair constantly. She never has it done. She just never lets it get undone. Habit 7. Dressing for her actual coloring, not for trends. The seventh and final secret is dressing for her actual coloring, not for trends. Every woman has an undertone, warm or cool, and upper-class women tend to know theirs precisely, which is why their clothing always seems to work, even when it's simple. A color consultant, who works with several boards-level executives, told me that dressing within your correct palette can make a woman appear more rested and more youthful than dressing outside it, regardless of the cut or the price of the garment. This signals self-knowledge. I know a woman, a museum curator, who had her colors professionally analyzed for the first time at 46 and discovered she'd spent 2 decades buying black, a color that had never once flattered her. She told me it changed nothing about her budget and everything about how put together she looked in photographs she hadn't even posed for colleagues. Event photographers, even old friends, started telling her she looked well, a word she hadn't heard applied to herself in years. 7 habits, none of them dramatic. None of them require correction, procedures, or trying visibly harder than the woman next to you. And that brings me to what all of them have in common. Every one of these habits removes effort from view and replaces it with consistency behind the scenes. The upper-class women I've studied for 15 years aren't hiding beauty work. They've simply relocated it, from the moment someone is watching to every ordinary morning when no one is. That's the whole secret. Beauty without visible trying isn't the absence of effort. It's effort so consistent it stops looking like effort at all. For the full system behind everything in this video, the presence work, the wellness science, the identity habits that don't fit into a single list, that's what the Undeniable's complete system was built for. It's the resource I wish someone had handed Diane years earlier. Here's your assignment. Pick 3 of these 7 habits, the 3 you are currently not practicing at all. Give yourself 30 days. Then come back to this video and comment, "I practice skin barrier discipline, posture, and genuine smiling," and tell me what shifted. Be specific. I read every comment and I want to know what changed for you, not just that something did. If you found this useful, subscribe. This channel exists for women who are done performing polish and ready to practice it instead. Until next time, to every woman watching, you are not here by accident. You are an undeniable. Act like it. Isabel.